SNH, the mighty Buccaneers.
Ndimatekwana, welcome to Tactics and Trends with the Bold. Ndine Phumuzo Maneje. On the show, we're going to give you the tactics, the formation, the trends, the key players. What are the coaches thinking? The plans of the coaches. Suspended players, how do they affect the formation of other key formations that we're going to look at this evening? I've got Sia Nkosi to dissect all of that with me. Sia, welcome to Tactics and Trends. We have crowned DSTV champions, Mamelodi Sundowns.
Thanks for having me again, Phumuzo. Fantastic season for Mamelodi Sundowns. They just made their intentions clear, racked up some points early on in the season and made sure that they focus on other areas of their targets. And you could see even in the performance against the Golden Arrows after they have been crowned, the professionalism, which has been the story about them throughout the season, which has helped them maintain that consistency and make sure that they just seal it off as early as, now when there's still a few games remaining.
You're looking at a Mamelodi Sundowns team that has got 49 games unbeaten run. Yet to be beaten this season in the league, Mamelodi Sundowns. Do you see anybody doing that, Sia?
They can go all the way without defeat because they know how to remain professional, focused. The discipline in them is very high. So you wouldn't think that after winning the league, then they would sort of take the foot off the pedal. But they'll still have challenges with certain teams like Stellenbosch, tough team to play against. It's not going to be easy. TS Galaxy you've seen, and they still have the Real AM also not doing so well. They would want to raise their game against them. And also the Cape Town City side, that can always pose a threat when you're coming up against them. So it is possible to finish as invincible.
Sia Nkosi says Mamelodi Sundowns it's very possible that they might go throughout the season without getting defeat. We saw Arsenal do it, the Invincibles. Can Mamelodi Sundowns do it? You can talk to us on social media and interact with us. Let's look at that log and see and confirm that Mamelodi Sundowns are champions. You can see it's not captain, Sia, it's champion, that's C. It is champion, Sia, that's C. But looking at those Champions League spots and Confederations Cup spots, Sia, an interesting one to still fight for.
Yeah, very tight between Stellenbosch and Orlando Pirates. I'm really, really interested to see how that's going to end because you can see the push from Orlando Pirates is very aggressive. They're making their intentions clear that they want that second spot. A bit of a wobble there and there for Stellenbosch might not work to their favor considering the form that Orlando Pirates are in now.
When you look at that, you're looking at Pirates and also Stellenbosch being separated by 1 point. Then I'll take you to an individual battle where Rangers and Mabasa are separated by just 1 goal. And it's a lot to play for between the two teams individually and as a team as a whole as you look at the bottom of the log.
Yeah, it's very good that those two players that you've mentioned are players who are playing for teams that are in the top 3 brackets. That bodes well for our league and also the strength of the teams, especially that are potentially in the future maybe going to challenge Mamelodi Sundowns. But at the bottom, very, very difficult mission it has always been for Cape Town Spurs. Richards Bay, a slight glimmer of hope, but they would have to win all their games.
Looking at the fixtures that are coming up this weekend, I'm sure that Spurs will be looking at the Pirates hosting Richards Bay game, thinking that can Orlando Pirates continue with the forms here?
Yeah, most certainly. And it's going to be a tough one for Richards Bay. It's going to be a very, very tough encounter. These games for them, it's not now about choosing what result you get from there and what result you get from the other games. It's about wins now, always. And Pirates will go into the encounter knowing that very well. And they seem to be handling these encounters very well, that is Orlando Pirates, which doesn't bode well for Richards Bay's hopes.
The game that we're going to focus on is going to be Orlando Pirates hosting Richards Bay. You look at Orlando Pirates' form in the last 7 games. It's 7 games against coastal teams, 23 goals that they have scored. But on the other side, you're looking at the Richards Bay team that has been very important. Getting that important win against Amazulu, will that change their thinking or will that change the mood in the camp?
You know, the fact that they drew their last game, that is Richards Bay against Polokwane City, now forces them to go for a straight win against the Orlando Pirates side. Because if they had won that game, then they could accommodate a draw in this encounter. So the approach is going to be influenced. The approach is going to be a bit more on the front foot, more aggressive for them to try. But they will know that they would have to be super disciplined against this, quality side that is Orlando Pirates, teaming with so much talent all around the pitch.
Looking at Orlando Pirates versus Richards Bay, I want Siya Nkosi to set up the tactics that Orlando Pirates are going to use, the tactics that Richards Bay are going to use away from home. He says they need to play on the front foot. Suspension, though, for Orlando Pirates would be Mbata, who's suspended. Who do you bring in for Mbata in your starting 11 as you take me through?
It's a 4-3-3 Pumutso with the front three, which is Mabasa, Dlamini, Mofokeng, and Maswangai in that 10 position. Makhaula next to Tim, a team coming in for Mbata, who has been impressive. Mayela, more like deputizing for a Hoto. And Kogi and Sasane, more in these type of positions. They've been consistent of late. And then Monyane on the right and the China as a goalkeeper. But it's very interesting that now, like we've often seen, that this allows for Orlando Pirates to the flexibility at the back in terms of the system. It could turn into a 3-4-3 or any other structure because of the flexibility of Maela. Because Monyane is the one that they push extremely forward to create these one-on-one situations. Whereas on the other side, they use a Mofokeng to create these one-on-one situations against defenders. And Maela more supporting from the back because they have a lot of quality to invest forward in the Maswangai, in the Dlamini, inside the box, Mabasa, and also every now and then Mahola, because they get very aggressive when they have you in your own half. We'll see in the clips later on that flexibility. But we all know that what is it that they are looking for? It's that space behind Pumutso.
They press you high, they keep you in your own half, they don't allow you to come out. You've highlighted the Mayela for me, which is key here. My next question was going to be, does Orlando Pirates play differently when Otto is there or when Maela is there? You just answered it earlier on to say, with tactical flexibility, they become a 3-4-3 at times, but from the start, it's a 4-3-3 formation for Orlando Pirates. How does Coach Kanu Vilakazi counter this?
Coach Kanu would have to stick to his strengths, and his strengths are his two wingers. Because those, especially Abans, those have been very productive for them. A very straightforward sort of roles for the center, for the three in the center of the midfield, because he likes a 4-3-3 formation.
Yeah.
Yes, that sets up in this form, and with the Mhlongo being the one that assists in going forward together with Mthembu. But Abans all the way coming into the byline and providing crosses for Gumete next to Mtsundwane. But also Abans moving into this position inside whenever there's a possibility of a ball coming either from the left with Ndaba, because they like to double up. You will find that a fullback is closer just behind a winger. They double up even on the other side with a Mabua and a Barnes as well. They like to do this doubling up. Now it leaves Ntundwane with numbers in the box. Sometimes they fall short because these two don't necessarily arrive early enough inside the box, and sometimes a Gumete is found probably stretching too far and not getting into the box. Now, that isolation against an Orlando Pirates side, that's going to protect that area, and the area in front of them is going to be critical.
What I'm getting from Sia is that both teams are going to play a 4-3-3 formation. Orlando Pirates with a lot of tactical flexibility where they allow the players to interchange positions. On the other side of Richards Bay, he's speaking about the overloads, how the fullbacks are going to go up. I'm waiting for Siya Nkosi to set up visuals to show us what Orlando Pirates can do in positions here. They're enterprising, they're dynamic, they're scoring goals, and they're winning games.
Yes, and they're very aggressive higher up the pitch. They make sure that they suffocate you, lock you up. As we can see here, we'll play the clip. This picture, they just won the ball, and immediately as it goes, as Maswangai gets ready, Phumuzo,
Yeah.
to now deliver the ball. Look at the numbers, the number of players that are including Maswangai, in the opposition's half. 8 players, Phumuzo. As you can see, that these players are actually ready to put an aggression in terms of press when they lose the ball, as they did here. But you look at these also, these two, that is, as we play it forward, you will see that these two, which is a Dlamini and
the Makaula,
a Mahaula,
that midfield, yeah.
yes, that's switch of position. You can see a Mahaula moving forward and a Dlamini sort of peeling back and allowing him to be able to use that space there, to be able to fill that space. That's the tactical flexibility that Pirates will provide you. And as I move it forward, Phumuzo, you will see where Makaula ends up in that space, but that space also is what they are interested in. That is Orlando Pirates. And that space to be filled by who?
But yeah, I like what you are saying, Sia, about the tactical flexibility that you are highlighting. In this instance, I'm looking at Munyani trying to benefit from that space. But what is key for me, the word tactical flexibility, we always use the word, right? Let's look at Makaula. He's supposed to be the deep,
Yes.
they're playing the 6 just in front of the back four.
Yes,
he has
yeah.
changed the role now.
Yes,
look at
yes.
Mbata in that 8th role. Look where he is. He's supporting play. Now let's look at that diamond of Orlando Pirates. It has changed,
Yes.
but all the spaces are still occupied as you take me through the rest of the move.
Yes, as we go, you can see that Mabasa sees that Mahaula is occupying that center position. He pulls back. He doesn't close that space for him, which allows him to get a tap in the far post, Phumuzo, as we play the rest of the clip. Good striker movement, good striker awareness, and good coordination in combinations for Orlando Pirates.
He says, Siyankosi, a well-oiled machine, tactical flexibility. You'll see Makaula fill up that 10 role. You'll see Tito sit as if he's the 6. Then the 8 and the 10, the interchange of positions. He speaks about the patience of Mabasa, how he's patient on that far post. He lets Makaula attract attention. He scores the goal. But you have warned Kanu. Now, please warn Rivera about what is coming from this Richards Bay team that is desperate for points.
We've highlighted it in the tactical setup, Phumuzo, and you will see here in this clip that they do try to play out from the back, but the target is always to eventually go wider. As we can see here, they end up here. And we spoke about these two doubling up all the time. It's either with the fullback or the inside midfield. We play it forward. As we can see here, he tries to get past, that is the Gumete, but they win it back with an element of luck. But look what happens now. The ball has to go in. And what happens, you see where Barnes is. He's trying to get in there and add numbers into the box as a second striker. That's the threat that Orlando Pirates are going to face, that there's going to be surprise balls going into the box and someone ready to attack it from the wingers' positions.
Now, when you look at it, I want to highlight Barnes in this instance, Sia. When you're looking at Barnes in this instance, he's the man on the far post, on the furthest right of the picture. When that ball comes in, you find that Barnes is waiting for that ball to be able to finish on the far post. Mayela needs to be alert of what is happening. He must not be closed stance. He needs to be open stance to be able to see the ball and be able to see the opponents because of what the wingers do. The same applies to Munyani on the far post because the wingers are always making late runs into the box.
Most certainly. It would help Pirates to have a Mayela there because Mayela is more defensively well-orientated to neutralize the Barnes because he's their main threat.
Yeah, as you take me through the rest of the moves here, you see that Barnes eventually gets to at the end of that cross, puts it in the back of the net. A well-taken goal by Richards Bay.
Beautiful finish from Barnes. But with all of these, fortuitous in how the goal came about, but Pirates are too strong.
Pirates are too strong. Give me a prediction. How are they too strong? Give me a prediction. The goal scorers, how are they getting the goals?
They'll test you, they'll score, they'll defend very well. They are a very solid, well-coordinated unit. I think 2-0 to Pirates again.
2-0 to Orlando Pirates. Who's scoring the goals here?
Umabasa, because he's targeting that,
Leslie Manyathela Golden Boot.
Yes, Umabasa. And I'll give a go to young Mufokeng, man. Yeah, young Mufokeng this time, yeah.
Sian Kosi says Orlando Pirates are going to continue and get their 8th win in a row. He says they're scoring 2 goals. He says the leading goal scorer at the moment, Mabasa, will add and go to 16 goals in the league, which will take him to 19 in all competitions. He says the form of Rile Mufokeng has to be rewarded with a goal. He's seeing him score a goal. This is the bold prediction that is coming from Sian Kosi. Orlando Pirates to extend their unbeaten run. But before we go, we've got a lot on the World of Champions to offer you. When you're looking at EPL, you're looking at Man United hosting Arsenal. I said on Playbook, powered by SuperSport Bet, that Arsenal are going to go ahead and win this one. When you're looking at Tottenham City here, what do you see there?
Hey, yeah, very hectic. But you know, Man City,
Yeah.
when they set their sights on the title,
Yeah.
they go all out and they have the enough quality in them. I give it to Man City.
After the break, we'll zoom in on Amazulu hosting Kaizer Chiefs, the tactics, the key players, the formations after the break.